Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To my loyal viewers and subscribers. A people without knowledge of their past history, origin and culture is like a tree without roots. Yeah, most Jamaican people are like that. If you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you won even before you started. Yes, that's a quote from the late Marcus Garvey. And you know, as a people, one I think that Jamaican people lack is self-confidence. Yes, you can see Jamaican people hate being black, they hate everything about themselves. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. You know, we at the channel are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. Jamaica Young Police channel does not tell lies, as it is not in our DNA. Whatever you hear here is the truth and nothing but the truth. If we at the Jamaica Young Police channel saying anything that is not true, well, you can come here and correct the same. A wise man, yes, a wise man can change his mind, but a fool can't, because he's a fool. A fool will never, ever know that he's a fool, even when it is pointed out to the fool that he's a fool, because all he's talking about is foolishness. Yes. Remember, you must never try to educate a fool, because the fool will hate you. Only a friend will tell you the truth. Before we begin today's video, we at the Jamaica Young Police channel want our audience and detractors to know that anything that we have said here that is incorrect, you can reach out to us and we will give you the chance to correct the same. To us, the first and foremost thing about us and the Jamaica Young Police channel is our character, credibility and reputation. We have never slandered or defamed anyone's name on this platform. Whatever you are hearing here is the truth. If the truth shall kill those who hate the truth, let it kill them. Remember that we said before, those who do not know the truth are fools, and those who knew the truth and call it a lie is a depraved and criminal-minded people. At the Jamaica Young Police channel, we want our loyal viewers and subscribers to know that we are not over here promoting propagandas or lies. Everything that we are telling you, it's factual, whether it's past or present. That's what we're all about here. Educate, inform, inspire and to change minds, to open up people's eyes, to see what's have been happening in their own world. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. Have you seen the charlatans, the convicted criminals, frauds and others spewing lies about Tivoli Gardens St. James incident, about the socialistic Rastas who want to take people's land without their permission and consent, and when the owner asks peacefully, asks for these crungel and parasite to leave, all hell broke loose. The worst part about it is that this Prime Minister, Andrew Wallace, is one of the worst Jamaican Prime Minister in Jamaica's history. He has allowed himself to be conned, hoodwinked and fooled, all because he's ignorant when it comes to Jamaican history. And not only that, he is the worst, but he also hates the police force and its members. Yes, and I say that without any apologies. All the labor rights can vex and boss. I don't care, I'm just saying that is it as it is. And this is the fact. He is not leading the party of Bustamante, Donald Sangster, Hugh Shearer, Edward Seaga. He's leading the party of the criminal minister, Bruce Golden, by rewarding the criminals who have killed police officers in Tivoli Gardens, St. James, and Tivoli Gardens, Kingston. I am reminded of the famous statement by Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels that if you repeat a lie often enough, it becomes the truth. And that's what happened with this matter because of gullible politicians and anti-police elites in Jamaica. If you think the crime situation is going to get better, you better think again, because the seed have been sown for the government to pay reparation to criminals and their supporters. Yes, this government has paid reparation to the Rastafarian communities and the people of Tivoli Gardens. And you're looking at these people up here now, and they are lying about Coral Gardens and the police officers. Yes, when I say that they are lying, I'm not mincing any words. Yes, those people that you see here, Muta Baruka and Miguel Lan or Michael Lan, or what they are liars. One thing these two JLP LGBTQ plus members, Prime Minister and former Prime Minister have in common, yes, is that they hate the police. They hate the police. One common enemy that they have in the criminals' paradise, Jamaica, is the police force and its members. So, we'll continue the journey. Rastafarians uprising at Coral Gardens, Jamaica. Yeah, Selburn Reed, a retired member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, author a book. Yeah, this is a witness, not what the liars them out there tell you, This is somebody. This is from the first person, witness, We don't deal with propaganda or facts. This is a police officer. You understand? That is giving his story about what happened. And he has a book on Amazon, and we're going to put it in the link. It's called Rastafarian Uprising, Coral Gardens, Jamaica. And he wrote of his experience of the events Rastafarians killed 2 police officers. You will never hear that from these people. You will never hear this from Muta Baruka, the Andrea Williams, what she named Kabola, what she want to name, and this Rastaman Miguel Lan. I seen the other day I call Bustaman to say Bustaman to a Batman. I want since Rasta in this business I call people Batman and them have the evidence. And him supposed to know that Bustamante dead, the man. Bustamante have done more for Jamaica than he has. You understand? Because Bustamante never rap poor people them, because Bustamante dead poor. So anyway, in a Jamaica, when you're PMP, when you code convict, you must be free. And look there right now at that man. That is the last surviving police officer. Oh, these Rastaman, these so-called terrorists, island-grown terrorists, injured this man, Constable Errol Campbell. Yeah, he was the lone survivor of the Coral Gardens, St. James. Thugs, Rastas, and he passed on November 23rd, 2022. And he's a Jamaican patriot. To us at the Jamaica Young Police Channel. But we know in the Jamaican elite circle and the political aisles of both political parties, that he is seen as the enemy, because one thing with both political parties, they have one common enemy in Jamaica, and it's the police. I can tell you that. They have done everything to destroy the police force, and they have been very successful. So we'll continue the journey. So they don't tell you, that 2 police officers were killed. You will never hear that. You understand? You will never hear that these people tell you that 2 police officers were killed by the Rastas in Coral Gardens. And we're going to tell you more now. Corporal Clifford Melbourne and Inspector Bertie Scott, listen, and 6 civilians. 2 men were killed. 2 men who killed the police officers were arrested, charged, convicted, and sentenced to hang and in prison. Others who were injured and imprisoned too. So they're not telling you, that two of the killers, who killed the police officers, were arrested and charged with murder. That when Bustamante, our Prime Minister, these men were arrested and charged for killing the police officers, they were convicted, and Bustamante broke them neck. Them not telling you that, All them are telling you is like these Rasta were peaceful people. These Rasta were they invaded the people, them and I want to take it over. The socialistic behavior. You understand? Yeah, anything where you have, you want it, me if you come take it. And that's what they did. And that's what caused the problem with them and the people who own the land. Bustamante drive fear into the hearts of Jamaican criminals. When a business a Rasta want to say, barefoot move. Hey, ask Muta why I move from St. James. I see him thinking, go down and do one of them things there, You understand? Him talking, say him used to live on people land down at St. James and them thing there. So you don't know more or less he must do the one take it away, because them lease him and him have to move and go live all the way up at St. Andrew. You think because him love St. Andrew? No, because, you understand, him have to leave down at St. James and them thing there. Because them rather for down the say, you know, the rest of them, you know. Because them can be renter dread, you know. We don't say move to renter dread still, but we just tell you, you know, because we know about them thing there as police. Yes. Hey, look, I want fear we have and I fear of God. We're not afraid of no guy and them thing there. So we just tell you facts. So on Thursday, April 11th, 1963, Constable Reed station at Montego Bay Police Station at 14 Barnett Street. Then the call came to go to Tivoli Gardens. The Rastas went where the gas station was and lit it on fire, and a confrontation had developed with a group of Rastafarians and other people. Because you know, so them violent, you know, listening, you know, let me repeat it, you know, because all these Andrea Williams and these charlatans, all of them are fraud. Mota Baruka, Miguel Land, all of them, they are all frauds. And I say that without any apologies. So, let me repeat it, you know. The Rastas went where the gas station was and lit it on fire, and a confrontation had developed with a group of Rastafarians and other people. So if these Rastas were peaceful people, or you don't hear Mota Baruka and the likes tell the Jamaican people that the Rastas lit the people them gas station on fire. That sound like peaceful people. I saw them because they know so not idiot, you know. Yes. I mean, I tell you that. Them expect Jamaican people to be fools and idiots, and then just tell you anything and you just buy it because of them. I say it when they're my biggest charlatans. They're not educating the people, and that's why we have so many crimes in Jamaica, because they make excuse of criminals and put them on a pedestal. Oh, these Rastas were peaceful. So who like the gas station, right? Police them like the gas station too. Because I saw them staying at them wicked, you know. You understand? Officer Reed subsequently wrote of what he had seen involving Rastafarians and police personnel. A powerful drama was to follow. Holy Thursday, 1963, was not a peaceful worship day. Residents of Tivoli Gardens, St. James had envisaged. Church service were overshadowed by a bloody clash between a band of Rastafarians and police that killed 8 persons. For years, the Rasta community had been sanitizing the Tivoli Gardens uprising in favor of Rastafarians. And here is an undeniable fact. Yes, my grandfather, my father was a conservative. Yes, man. He ate thieves. My grandfather ate criminals. Yeah, Papa hated others who infringe on people's right to liberty, life, and the pursuit of happiness. Papa hated Rastas because they were against the rule of law in Jamaica and wanted to take others people's property with fear, force, or threat of death. My grandfather was not a scholar, but he was an astute student of historical facts about Jamaica and who the culprits were. Propagandist messages are received by people who are illiterate, have low IQs, and are gullible. But when you are well read and a knowledgeable person, the noise won't enter into your frontal lobe because you know that it's a lie. Remember, once you keep repeating lies and the people hear them over and over again, they will become the truth to the fools. And as we stated before at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, you never try to educate the fools because the fools will hate you. Yes, they will hate you. Much of the dialogue succeeded the event at Tivoli Gardens has been sanitized and whitewashed to create the perception of an out-of-control colonial police system to get poor law-abiding Rastafarians instead of the facts, which are clear, concise, precise, and spot on. But you know, these people, these charlatans, these frauds and liars, they're going to portray the police as usual as the enemies, because that's all them make for their money, you know. Tell lie, because you know the police is the boogeyman in Jamaica, you know. The true story was of Rastafarians opposed to social order who wanted to take property that was not theirs and decide to commit arson and murders. Those are the facts. My grandfather told me that. And you can read it in this man's book too. They get a university in Jamaica, the University of the West Indies, has sanitized the narrative created by the anti-police propagandists. Yes, man, at the Ghetto University, the University of the West Indies. And if you have any children and them go to the University of the, this when them come out full as ever and talk all kind of craziness and support criminal. Your man, boy, they're poor and they're illiterate. That's why they commit crime and kill people. And the Rastas they're the victims of police brutality. And these Rastas were peaceful, although they lit the gas station. They're peaceful people. I want to know how somebody peaceful lit a gas station and killed 6 people. You are saying that they're peaceful. You saw the mind work backward. We don't have defined mind. I am very happy that them couldn't brainwash me and treat me at the university. Because my brain did already cement by my mother, my father, my grandparents, my mother, especially my grandfather. You understand? My grandmother, she kind of sympathy, she have like a soft part, but my grandfather was a conservative man. You understand? He never like foolishness. Yeah, man, I'm not like fool. And him not like fool people. Yeah, if you fool him, not none for you. Him say me like fool people, because him say, boy, God not like fool. I don't know who him get that from, but I saw him, my grandfather said that. Him say God not even like fool. God not communicate with fool, no time. If him checking that, him say in the Bible, God rather people were drunk at him, God not deal with fool. So I just see him think that, you understand? So him is a man of well, he know in Bible and thing, you understand? So, yeah, man, I tell you, man. But the propaganda is at the Ghetto University, they have consciously and deliberately left factual consequences. The Rastafarians, yeah, man, the anarchists, yeah, man, our terrorists, them action, including the story of the courageous police constable Errol Campbell, who was severely injured at first was pronounced dead, only to show the doctor that he was not dead. Unfortunately, Constable Campbell departed this earth with no fanfare or media coverage of this Jamaican era. As you know, in Jamaica, the police officers are the enemies and the criminals are the heroes in Jamaica. Yes, let me repeat that, because this is the Jamaican Young Police Channel telling you this, because I was born and raised in Jamaica. This is not a foreigner, I tell you, So this is somebody who's from Jamaica. In Jamaica, when a police officer is killed, the people celebrate, rejoice. Yes, them rejoice in Jamaica. The enemy dead. You understand? That's how they do things in Jamaica. They hate the police in Jamaica. You understand? And the criminals are heroes. If you notice, the easiest way for you to get popular in Jamaica and get recognition and become a celebrity, yeah, man, you just beat the drum against the police. Yeah, man, you say all manner of evil about the police. You don't say nothing supporting. You don't tell the people them to obey the law. Yeah, you just tell them, say, oh, all a police boy, oh, I dead him for dead, and police and Babylon are this and Babylon. I saw them call police in Jamaica. I most hated people in Jamaica. And even since 2010, oh man, it's even worse. So that's why I, as a former member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the reason why I keep imploring on my young police officers to leave. And let me tell you this. The CMP I was getting over 30-something years ago, when you convert it to US to today's day, is the CMP that you people are getting. The CMP, a constable, was getting 30-something, 35 years ago, is the CMP when you calculate it to today's day, to today's US currency, is the CMP. So police constable pay hasn't increased, not one iota. I myself, I'm in a job. You understand, I don't work for myself. And I can tell you that for the past 5 years. When you know your hourly job on it, because that's how it works in America. And if you're like one of them executive, you have a, you know, your pay is set and you get bonus. I get bonus at my job too, you know, every summer. Because Uncle Sam is my employer. So the thing is that now, for the past 6 years or thereabout, I can tell you, my pay has increased by about $40,000. Young police officer, listen what I'm saying. Because I am not saying things because I love to say. I want good for everybody. Listen, young police officers, my pay for the past 5 years has increased by at least $40,000. Every year, my pay increased by about, after the, you know, add on to the hourly wages, every year it went up by about $12,000-13,000 every year. And that's when you do the calculation, that is what a police constable is making every year, $12,000. So what I am getting for an increase in my pay every year based on my job, that is what a police constable is getting for the year. The raise that I am getting, that is what he's getting. So when I'm telling you guys to leave, because you're working for a system, you know, that don't value you, you know. When I say the system don't value you, because if you have to be using illegal gun to protect yourself, might as well become a gunman then. You're not police. You're supposed to have access to firearm. You have two political parties in Jamaica where 8 to you know, people. Only don't understand, you know. So we'll continue the journey. So yeah, you know, so he departed. There was Constable Campbell departed the hurt, you know, and they had a funeral for him. Yeah, and there was no fanfare media coverage of this Jamaican era. As you know, in Jamaica, the police are the enemies. Yes, the police are the enemies in Jamaica, and the criminals are the heroes. Young police officer, you need to leave the Jamaica Constabulary Force for a better life, because you are serving in an organization that the leaders hate every single one of you if you are not a criminal. Let me repeat that, police officer. If you do not leave as I have, you might leave as DC Forsyth did. And yesterday was the last step to his journey to the next phase. It cannot be life, because when a man dead, him dead. The next phase of him soul. So we don't know how that part work. We have never died before. And we have no plan to die, but we know one day we will. So you understand. And the reason why yes, a brother had, you know, sent a voice note to me. Because most people don't understand that, you know, I communicate with my audience member, and you know, and he had said to me, I have some brilliant ideas. Why not, you know, try to encourage the police officer them to stay, because if all the young police officers leave, the criminals are gonna take you over. Let me tell you this, my brother, and this is a fact. The criminals have taken over Jamaica a long time ago. The difference is that these criminals do not have these criminals, they have license gun in it, but they have no powers of arrest. These are the criminals who have passed law to protect the criminals and criminalize the police. So when the police officer them leave, it's just that you leave the educated and the elected criminals them. Make them outsource law enforcement to the dance them. Because these are the people that they respect. They don't respect the police or love the police. None of them. You have never seen or heard these people come out and denounce the people when them disrespecting the police and threatening them and all kind of thing. Their mum. So, and I can, you know, as I said to you in my response to you, although it's a form of digression from, you know, the Quarrel Garden Quarrel Gardens terroristic act by these Rastas. If you're in a job and when you get paid the 25th and you're broke the 25th, it doesn't make any sense at all. Police job in Jamaica have to beggars. You have to be a beggar and them thing. Or you have to be a smart, hard-working police officer, or, you know, like a detective, and they make sure that they make the detective period the detective have no effect on fighting crime in Jamaica anymore. The detective are Dex police officers. So you don't have no name brand police officer in Jamaica no more. They make sure they take care of that. So you have to realize that the system is designed for criminals. Everything that was very effective, my friend, they make sure that they make the police them impotent. So detective have no effect on fighting crime. I don't even know if detectives go on raid anymore. So it's a uniform police. The same uniform police that you would see on this corner drinking Guinness and smoking a ganja spliff with a dan in this community. I remember smoking ganja is legal in Jamaica. Or if you tell the police him can't smoke it when it's legal, why you tell him say, why it are drugs? Yeah, legal drugs. You understand? So we continue the journey. So on Sunday, December 18, 2022, former Constable Errol Campbell funeral was held at the Falmouth Seventh-day Adventist Church, Trelawney, Jamaica. The media did not say anything about this patriot. Constable Campbell was enlisted in the Jamaica Constabulary Force in 1959 at the age of 19 years old. He was stationed at Barnett Street Police Station, St. James. Yes, where the Rastafarians community had set fire to the gas station on Holy Thursday, 1963. The man was on his day off when Inspector Fisher instructed him to join other members and respond to a dispute at a Tivoli Gardens gas station. If this action is not terrorism, I don't know what else is. So Constable Errol Winston Campbell was 23 years old at the time. When the police team arrived at Tivoli Gardens, St. James, the police officers were ambushed. Listen, you know, when the police officers reached, they were ambushed. Constable Campbell fell and was chopped in the head, causing his brain to become visible. So you hear the Muta Baruka and the Michael Lorne telling you the rest of them in peace. So them I tell you, say police do this, you saw them lie. Just listen this, When the police team arrived at Tivoli Gardens, St. James, the police officers were ambushed. Constable Errol Campbell, that's the man that you have seen, he's the last member of the police party that went there. Constable Campbell fell and was chopped in the head, causing his brain to become visible. You ever see a man brain it and looking at him head? Because your skull come like a coconut, So imagine chop that you can't see him brain. When you look inside your brain, you can't see it. It's that if you ever see like the thing where them use, like the chicken, to make meatball and them thing, that's all inside of the brain look. But it has a kind of light yellowish color. So that is what the image that I am looking at right now. I did not see the man, but I am telling you based on my experience. So these are the peaceful people, that these two Rastaman telling the Jamaican people and the world that these Rastas were persecuted because they were Rasta. You see them two Rastaman, Muta Baruka and Miguel are two liars. Yes, they are lying to you about the Tivoli Gardens Holy Thursday incident in which the Rastas were their aggressors. You understand? So, and he also received injuries to his back from which he never recovered. So he was bedridden up to the day he died on November 23rd, 2022 at 82 years old. And I can't bet you any money that he never even get any help from the Jamaican government, because he might not shatter and he come from Tivoli Gardens where them fire shot and kill police and soldier. He never get no reparation. He not get a thank you from the Prime Minister. Who get that? And the rest of them were led by them two big liars there. Muta Baruka and Miguel and them don't tell you, So the rest of them, they kill two police, That's why I'm not like liar, you know. You understand? Yeah, man. Muta Baruka liar Imam Miguel Lord. And I say that with no apologies. Because them sanitize the thing, you know. They make it like say the police were the aggressors when they, the Rastas, attack, ambush the police them. You understand? I tell you, man. So he was rushed, Constable Campbell was rushed to Cornwall Regional Hospital. And them put the man, them place him, them put the man literally in a dead house. Yeah, man, them put him on ice. I presume them just say, boy, him dead like the others who were brought there. For some reason, a doctor said, boy, man, look closer, you know, to check everybody to make certain so them dead. And realize that Campbell was still alive. Him can't believe, said the man, when I look on him skull, I look through him skull and I look on him brain, that he was still alive. And the doctor responded and said, this one has a little life left. Take him out. And they merely leave him to Kingston Public Hospital. Yeah, man, in Campbell's lifetime, he was visited several times by the Trelawny Police Division, especially during Police Week, and by the JCF Retired Members Association island-wide. Tributes were done by Commissioner of Police, the Trelawny Police Division, the Jamaica Police Federation, the Retired Member Association of the JCF and his family, to name a few. His family and Trelawny Division also planned the funeral and executed with police presence from the division. And this man should have get gun salute because remember the injury him died from is on duty, you know. But for sure you them disrespect all the man. I'm supposed to get 21 gun salute because as me, whenever I depart the certain them thing there, I'm still going to get my 21 gun salute. Yeah, man, at Arlington Cemetery because I serve. You understand? Yeah, man, get my 21 gun salute. Make sure me request that and them thing there. You put in all that, you understand what I'm saying? Him never get that. Because the man say him wasn't a serving in active, but yet still not the injury him dead from him. He received that on duty. And I can't bet you any money. The pittance of them give that them money. Oh, wicked people them. Police. Hey, look here, man. So we continue the journey. In any law-abiding society, one would expect the elites and intellectuals would condemn this corruption and distortion for what it indeed was. The government of Jamaica, the JLP LGBTQ+, government in association with their criminal-minded elites, who are the real criminals and supporters, enablers and financiers, anti-police friends, have apologized to the murderous criminals, terroristic rastas who terrorize property owners, set the property on fire, the gas station, murder police officers, and commit other crimes against the state of Jamaica. And these criminals are lionized as if they were heroes. They were criminals and terrorists. Yes, we at the Jamaica Young Police channel is saying that the criminals within Jamaica shores look no further because it is the poster child for the murderous thugs, which the Prime Minister Andrew Holness is hugging up and now is forced to be reluctantly, really, and shamelessly visited the United States of America Justice Department seeking help to deal with the violent terrorists they have cuddled, nurtured, elevated, and put on a pedestal as decent and honest and patriotic Jamaican. Actually, him not no shame, man. Him not have no shame, but him a go to Washington go look help. When him help contribute to the problem. You think we forget when I talk about you, Andrew Holness talk about boy, you talk about human rights. Because you see it coming in. We need bulletproof vehicle. Remember me telling that because these criminals, these ingrown terrorists, them not afraid of them not afraid for dead, you know. Because them know say the system is designed for them. So just wait. Just wait, man. Because when you all I want a politician in Jamaica you are going to need bulletproof vehicle to move around because the day of reckoning is coming. Because they are not afraid anymore. You have empowered them and now they are out of control and you can't control them. Now you're the same people them that you have tried, that you have passed class to criminalize. You want them to fix it. Young police officer, look man, work smart, not hard. You understand? Any patriotism is to yourself and your family. Because them, the ones in parliament, them are rob and scrape in Jamaica. Them don't care about you. There's so many agents them create. The people them are FLA are get more paid than police officers who are risking their lives. You understand? The people at FLA that they created, these people not risking their life, they're getting more paid than police officers. So you know what, nothing more. That's why you need to leave. That agency is created because it's a political supporters and activists for them to have jobs, and they're getting more pay than you people. So we continue the journey. You understand? So you know they have nurtured, elevated, and put these criminals on a pedestal as decent, honest, and patriotic Jamaicans. Some people are wondering why Jamaica is labeled the criminals' paradise in the Caribbean. Duh, just look what is happening. You have the people in Tivoli Gardens, them kill police, them kill soldiers. What happened? The Prime Minister and the PMP LGBTQ plus party and the Parliament, them give these people a Tivoli reparation and then and on. Man, and guess what? Instead of people them use the money and invest, them use them and buy guns. You understand? To kill more police and soldiers, because that's all them think about, you know, is destruction. But you know, it's all about votes. That's how it is. The Jamaican government, under the leadership of this Prime Minister, Untold, have always sided with the anti-government, treasonous and seditionist Jamaicans who are terrorists against the security force after they bravely defended Jamaican democracy in May 2010. Yes, May 2010, let me remind you people, it was the Tivoli incursion. In return, what the government did, they have retaliated against our police force and military by creating a criminal cuddling agency named Indicom that have empowered our terrorists in Jamaica. Can you believe Jamaica is the only place in it? Look, let me show you how Jamaica even socialized criminality in Jamaica. The same people the criminals commit crimes against the state of Jamaica. Remember, I need to have victims in it. The victims are the people. And in return, guess what? At the same state of Jamaica fund attorney fee for the criminals. Fund attorney fee for the same criminal to walk from court. Yeah, to defend him in a court. So at no time, he no cost the criminal nothing, you know. Him committing crime and the state pay for him committing crimes. You understand? So the system like all the American, them give them a public defender. The public defender cannot make it outside, you know, most time, you know, because they're not really, they might pass the bar exam, but they're not really witty inside of the court and they make no name for themselves. So they have to be a public defender. You understand? Yeah. What? Black man say, oh, him no want an idiot liar. And Michael law him want, and him, that's where him get. And that's how it go. That's how it is in Jamaica. The criminals dictate what happened. But we are the Jamaica Young Police Channel do not support terrorism or criminality of any stripe, irrespective of who the persons or group of people are, because the rule of law must be respected and we must not force anyone to obey the laws of Jamaica. 1963 Good Friday incident must be known and crystal clear. What these Rastafarians did was unlawful, a terroristic act committed against the state and personal property are undeniable. It doesn't matter how many times they repeat the lies. Only fools, criminal-minded criminals, criminal apologists, criminal supporters and anti-police supporters will believe these charlatans like the Mota Baruka and the Miguel Lan. We believe the police report of the incident because it is the facts. And Papa, yeah, my grandfather was a learned man, not having a grade school education, but was witty in his thoughts and was a conscientious Jamaican who loved the rule of law. Remember that in May 2010, the security forces went into Tivoli Gardens to capture one of Jamaica's most notorious laborite, Christopher Dudus Coke, and during the operation by the police and military to restore the country's laws and rationale, the ability to think and behave in a normal and rational manner, sound mental health, they came under heavy gunfire from men inside of Tivoli Gardens. Those of us who remember what happened, that close to, they said, 90 or maybe 100 people were killed defending one man. They decided that they want to threaten the state, and the same people, you know, that the state hate, they are the ones who they sent inside here, the police and the military. The Jamaican traditional and conventional response of honoring the bravery, heroic act, the Jamaican security forces. The government of Jamaica instead went on the attack along with their counterparts against the security force and apologized to the criminals in Tivoli Gardens. That is what the government did, you know. The government of Jamaica apologized to the people of Tivoli Gardens. Yes, the JLP LGBTQ plus government along with the PNP LGBTQ plus party handed out reparation checks of the taxpayers' money for their behavior. Then they wonder why the crime rate is so high. Look no further. Reparation for criminals in Jamaica. I don't know where in the world where criminals get reparation, only in Jamaica. So that's why Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. Look, if you don't believe me, anytime the most wanted man in the world, where them always find them? Jamaica. Yes. The most wanted men, them are, and guess why? You say if a man, the most wanted man, if him have money, him can stay at Jamaica as long as him want, once him have money. Because Jamaican people love money, you know. Just like how the plane crashed down by Rocky Point, and the and the people and the crew, it's the police took them out of Rocky Point and helped them to escape via a boat, and then go straight back to Mexico. Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. Some people say, boy, all the police them so licky. Why, I just see them think that them just thief too. Them not, patriotism is no exist no more. I don't even know if them do the national anthem and the pledge of school anymore. I don't even know that. Believe you me. You understand? So the fraud, so based on what happened now, so the PNP now, under the leadership of Portia Simpson, them decided to, boy, they want to make a field day outside, you know. So them set up a fraudulent commissioner inquiry. But the main goal by the PNP government at the time was to do what they do best, demonizing, vilify, and making the security force as the enemies and the criminals as the upholders of law and order. Give me a break. You people complain about crime in Jamaica. Give me a break. You understand? Jamaica is a PNP LGBTQ plus country. So they could not find independent jurists in Jamaica. They had to import an enemy and a jealous man from Barbados who hated Jamaica. And the impact it had in the world, yeah, the impact Jamaica had on the world, in the world, the man did everything to diminish Jamaica and its security force. Yes, and it was a job well done by Sleepy, because most of the time the man sleep. Now you see that is the level of leadership that the Jamaicans enjoy of criminal supporters and lawmakers. They could not find an independent jurist in Jamaica. So they have to use somebody from outside of Barbados, because a majority of the jurists them in Jamaica, they are PNP LGBTQ plus supporters. Because them love the corruption and them love the thieving and all kind, you understand? And the JLP LGBTQ plus government now, they are in lockstep with them too. You understand? They might show a little front. You know, might hear this amount of scandal as when the PNP in power, but they are all a part of the cabal. You understand? So Coral Garden St. James was a developing residential community, and as a part of Cur Jarrett Estate at Ironshore, a district adjacent to the community, retaliatory action led to the fire on the gas station grounds when a property owner shot and injured a Rastafarian sympathizer in a land dispute. Before long, many people were seriously injured and 8 were killed, among them 2 police officers who had been on duty. So the fireball at the gas station was the heading included in the narrative of the following development. There were some scary bits about the gas station on fire and how a man was chopped to death by the Rastas. Another headline described the situation when the hell broke loose, chaos reigned. For the first time since independence in 1962, members of the Jamaica Defence Force were called out for duty alongside the police to maintain law and order, not only at Tivoli Gardens but elsewhere, especially in Montego Bay, where fear are taken over. 3 Rastafarians, 3 civilian and 2 police officers died at Tivoli Gardens. Among the dead was Rodolph Franklin, the militant leader of the Rasta group that set the Ken Douglas Shell service station on fire before killing the civilians, Corporal Clifford Melbourne and Inspector Bertie Scott. At the time, Rastafarians, with their eccentric lifestyle replete with dreadlocks, hairstyle and ganja smoking rituals, were seen as feeding the emerging road boy culture and became increasingly targeted by the authorities. So the Rastas, are the ones who start the criminal behavior in Jamaica. They want to obey no law, they want to do all them own thing. So that's where Michael Mann get to capitalize on it. And that's where we get the Fed Map and the Borough Boys. So a Rasta the real problem in Jamaica when it comes on to criminality. No wonder why my grandfather did despise them, Anyway, I don't despise no Rasta no and anything, but boy, the man are liar, Muta Baruka and Miguel Lan. Yeah man, Muta, the only time, anytime Muta attack anything about Tivoli Gardens, everything him say I lie, because him don't tell you that them kill 2 police officers and 6 civilians. The Rasta them do it. You understand? Them not tell you that. They make it, them sanitize it and all of them things that them just keep it out of the public domain. Because them know the people them gullible. So we continue the journey, You understand? Their cries for equal rights and justice and their clamor for inclusion in local political process were met with little enthusiasm. By the late 1950s, this group had begun to attract attention from overseas with the visit of the U.S. First African Corps members who joined the Claudius Henry-led militant at a camp in Red Hills. In 1960, the police executed a preemptive raid on the camp, arrested Henry himself, and reportedly seizing several weapons. Henry and a handful of the group's members were charged with treason. But that showed them police in that team, them should have dirt them in a preemptive strike. That preemptive raid did nothing to stop what had been an apparent rebellion. A giant West Indian regiment and the Jamaican police operation in June 1960 led to the roundup of more than 150 Rasta across the island. By June, there was a series of disturbances in areas where Rastafarians camps were located, resulting in the death of 2 British soldiers and the critical wounding of 3 other members of the security force in crushing the attempted rebellion. The government took notice of the involvement of the North American Revolutionary Black Power militant and its targeted antagonism of Jamaican whites who were seen as a symbol of Jamaican oppression.